Hi everybody. Um, well, I have some great news to share with you. Yesterday, just the act of posting that video dramatically solved my problems with feeling depressed. And I realized that I have a voice and it wants to be expressed, and I haven't been allowing that. So I've been feeling internally suppressed and depressed because of that. I had a friend that came over to get a coach friend of mine who came over to get a massage healing session for me about last week, and during her session she realized that the opposite of depression is expression, and I completely agree with that. I believe that whatever you're not expressing within your soul, whether it's dance, art, music, speaking, or whatever, that will cause a great deal of depression. And for me personally, I don't know what I need until I do it. And that's very frustrating for me because sometimes when I don't know what I need, I don't want to do anything. I kind of recluse and introvert. So the act of even doing something is challenging for me. It's a catch-22. So, one of the things that I really wanted to express today was about my stomach. My whole life I've had stomach issues. And it started with being raised on fast food and soda and candy and junk and being very addicted to that. And having an addiction to sugar and having a family that wasn't very, they weren't completely conscious in the food realm until later on down the line after we'd realized that this is destroying you. So I've always dealt with stomach issues, and because of that I've been antisocial for the first half of my life, and I've had social anxiety. I couldn't be around a lot of people without my stomach going through severe pain because I'm also an empath, and not only was my stomach in pain, but I was taking on everyone's emotions, feelings, and hearing them and experiencing them as my own. So it was really challenging for me to go through the schooling system without having a huge wall up against society and people. It wasn't until I started experimenting and like really diving into plant medicines when I was like 19 that I started to become aware of my body and my health and my stomach. But even then it took several years to really work through things, and it took some major emergencies. Like a couple years ago I had a breakout and ringworms all over my body, and I was eating a lot of crap, and I was addicted to marijuana, smoking every day, and that was destroying my stomach as well. So I went on my first 10-day cleanse and fast using a bunch of herbs, and that was right before my first lucidity festival. And after that 10-day fast, it was the first month of my life that I experienced absolute no stomach pain. And I remember feeling like, oh my God, this is what it feels like to feel normal. And so, thus began my path down the realm of what is the stomach, and how does it affect your body. And I'm a really strong advocate for strengthening the stomach, and dietary means that promote stomach health. And I've been studying Ayurvedic herbs and taking Ayurvedic different supplements and whatnot, and I've been learning about golden milk, and so I've been doing everything that I possibly can to help my stomach. And I finally reached a point in the past couple weeks even that every part of my body feels good. I was on a wheatgrass cleanse, then I did a colonic to cleanse out the liver toxins that were stored up from the wheatgrass, which is highly detoxifying. I suffer from a huge amount of mercury fillings in my mouth, which makes it very hard for me to focus. And I've removed a lot of my distractions. I'm no longer taking caffeine. I'm no longer messing with any sort of psychedelic or plant medicine right now. I occasionally have some ceremonial tobacco, which I appreciate and love that, and try to get only the best. And one of the most profound things that's been happening to me up until this moment is I discovered an Ayurvedic recipe called bone broth, and only in the past 24 hours, after doing it for about 4 days, have I really noticed something magical. Because I'm also taking probiotics, which, when they're coated with the enteric coating, with this thick outer layer casing, it actually allows the probiotics to survive your stomach acid and get released into the digestive tract, the intestinal tract, which is where you want your the healthy bacteria to thrive, because that's where a lot of the digestion occurs, is in your intestines, not in your stomach. Um, and so I kind of just went blank, but because that's really deep for me. It's really like an emotional experience for me to feel good and to feel my stomach is okay. But what I've noticed is that my emotions affect my stomach more than anything, more than my diet. And whenever I get triggered or in some sort of insecurity, I'm really hold on, let me double check to see that this is even playing. Okay, good. It would be not so. It would not be good if this wasn't actually recording. But I'm obviously really excited because this is what I need to be doing, and I don't. The depression was lifted like permanently since yesterday, and even before I posted it, I felt better because I knew that I was doing something that my soul had wanted me to do that I had been neglecting. And the reason why I wasn't posting anything or communicating with the world is because I have been going through such a deep process internally, and so is my partner, so has Anya, so is my girlfriend. Like, I'm not alone, so is a lot of my friends. As soon as as I've been going through this process, I haven't been feeling worthy to express myself because I haven't been feeling 100% at all. And the vulnerability of expressing yourself, even when you know you're going through a tough time, even when you're depressed, even when you're going through it, there's something so liberating about that. And one of the main things I've noticed with this bone broth is bone broth, just research it. Most important things about it: quality of the bones that you get, and how old the animals were when they died, and how they were raised and taken care of, because you are absorbing that energy into your body and the nutrients from that animal's life. So luckily in Ojai, we have some of the highest quality meat places and bone places, slaughterhouses, or that doesn't sound good, but to the point where they're completely humanely raised and taken care of, and it's definitely more expensive. But I mean, $10 of bones gets you a week worth of bone broth. And it basically, bone broth is the most powerful thing in Ayurveda for building and healing the stomach, as well as the bones and the connective tissues in your body. And I've always had a problem with my stomach, especially with my emotions. It burns a hole in me. And one of the main things I've noticed is when I'm going through deep emotions, my stomach gets a hole in it. There's a hole that rips through my stomach, and everything hurts, and I become sluggish and tired. So on top of a 20-day parasite cleanse that I'm on, which I'm not going to go into details about that, but the things that have come out of me have proved that, oh my God, there were parasites inside me despite all of the cleanses and all these things. It's very important to specifically target the parasites, I'm learning, for myself at least. Yesterday and today, I've experienced no hole in my stomach, and I've definitely been going through some deep emotions. I've had some conflict within myself, some conversation, and I feel whole. I feel completely sovereign and integral within myself. None of my energy is being like splashed out to other people around me. I don't feel like I'm giving my power away, and it's a combination of things. It's a parasite cleanse. It's probiotics. It's diet. It's the posting of this. It's me expressing myself, which is exactly what my soul wants me to do. And so I'm going to do this every day now, regardless of how I feel. But the bone broth really, really topped that shit off, to the point where I'm like, holy shit, this is necessary for me anyways. And I'm not here to advocate, whether you're vegan or not. All I know is I have a specific blood type. I've done everything to go vegan and vegetarian. It did not benefit my body specifically. So a little bit of healthy, good quality meat goes a long way for me in my body. And now I'm learning that I can get even more of my nutrients from the bone broth and substitute everything else with plants and herbs and whatnot. So, part of the vulnerability that I really want to express, and it's something that I don't like, is because I'm an advocate for empowering women as a man and really understanding them and really supporting them. But obviously, like all people, I have an ego, and it gets in my way sometimes. And one of the main things that I'm feeling guilty about, and I feel that I need to get this out of my system, is that I have been going through a really powerful time of needing silence in my life, and a lot of the people I'm around, specifically women, are very talkative. And I love that because I'm a very talkative person as well. But lately I've been not wanting that. And it's been like this for a couple years, maybe just a year. And because of that, I find that because of my lack of my impatience and my ability to hold space for long periods of time because of my own process, I've been interrupting people around me and not letting them fully speak. And I've been doing that to my girlfriend sometimes, and I really don't like that about myself. And it's just really upsetting because I don't want to be a man that is patronizing or is overbearing and like dominates conversations, especially with women, because there's so much of that ingrained in the society. And I do my best to bring awareness to people about that being done, and bring awareness to men that, look, you're doing this and it's not right. I know it's been ingrained in you subconsciously through society, through media, through example, but this is not right. And I admit, I've been doing it. I've been, what they call mansplaining sometimes, and it's disgusting, and I don't like that. So now that I'm aware of that, I'm going to be very mindful of doing that. And instead, whenever I feel like I need to say something, or if I can't hold space or listen to someone while they're speaking, I'm going to tell them and interrupt them and be like, hey, just so you know, I can't really listen to you right now because I'm going through something. Do you mind giving me a few moments or something? And that's really respectful. So that is what I'm working on, because I definitely want to bring awareness to men in society and how we can be manipulative and how we avoid our emotions in general. And it's much harder for us to be raw and authentic because we have a society that says bottle it up, be a man, man up, and that's also very upsetting. So that was me getting that off my shoulders. I'm just another man trying to do the best, and I believe that we are all equal, and I believe that the male and the female in society are given different roles, and we buy into those roles, and I have bought into some of those roles, and so I am now opting out, and hopefully helping to inspire a community of men that are authentic and raw and masculine and vulnerable. So this is me, Alexander Ray Lujan. Just another day. I love you, and I look forward to posting more and getting some feedback. And if there's anything you have to say or want to challenge me with or want me to talk about, please share that with me, and if I feel inclined, I will. Have a beautiful day.